Hello, my name is Putkonen. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm talking about intellectual understanding is no understanding at all. I often have people contacting me, email, videos, whatever, and they'll say, I've studied non-duality for years, I intellectually understand it, but I still can't get it. And I don't know, there's a little bit of a cringe, I guess, when I hear, I intellectually get it. I intellectually understand. There is no such thing as intellectually understanding this. That is a total fallacy. You're only fooling yourself. It's a lot like saying, I intellectually understand what a banana is, even though you've never seen, smelt, or even tasted one. What do you really know? You've got this book knowledge, you know it's a fruit, you roughly know the color, the shape, the weight. You can list off characteristics maybe if you've memorized a whole bunch. But what do you really know? You've never seen, smelt, let alone tasted one. Do you really know what a banana is? No. You've just got some facts that you can believe or disbelieve. There's no real understanding there. There's no real knowing. You've just picked up facts. You have knowledge, but not knowing. And so, if you are caught in this trap of, I intellectually get it, but I don't really realize it, or it's not my experience, or whatever, no matter how good you think you grasp the idea intellectually, that is not understanding. That is not knowing. That's a bunch of facts, figures, characteristics, pointers, which you can either believe or disbelieve. I find that intellectual understanding is an obstacle. People think they get it, and then they get very frustrated, going, well, I get it, why can't I experience it? And that is backwards, really. The only way you can really understand it, the only way you can presently knowing it, is through the direct insight, the realization, the ever-present knowing of it. You either know it, and so it's already realized, experienced, however you want to use clumsy language to express it, but it is either ever-present knowing, in which case there's no need to realize or experience it, it already is, or it's not understood at all. And to think that you understand even some of it is an obstacle, because when you think you know, you don't really delve into it more deeply. You need to delve into it deeply as if you don't know. You have to fully, grasp, admit, and own, I don't know. It's not my realization. It's not my experience. Therefore, I don't know. I don't understand. And in this way, you can delve more deeply into self, the idea of me. Because, again, if we think we know, we won't look, because it's like, well, I already know. I get it intellectually, so you don't look. I've mentioned this in a prior video about beginner's mind and not knowing. These are valuable tools. Beginner's mind and not knowing is valuable when you're trying to, have the insight, the realization, the experience. I know, clumsy words, but having the visceral insight and that results in the ever-present knowing of this is easier to happen in an environment of not knowing. And so please, please quit saying you intellectually know, or you intellectually understand, or you mentally get it. On a mental, intellectual level, that's crap. That's like mentally, intellectually understanding or knowing what a banana is without ever having seen, smelt, or tasted one. You know nothing. You've just acquired figures. And maybe even based on those figures, you've made other conclusions and built upon those concepts. Still, they're all just concepts. They're not actually built on true understanding and knowing, which is fundamentally non-conceptual. In my definition of enlightenment, I specifically mention it is a sudden, non-conceptual, visceral insight. It's non-conceptual. There is no mentally getting it. That would be concepts. That would be conceptually getting it. Conceptually, you can never get it. Actual awakening and enlightenment is non-conceptual. And so it's best to throw out the concepts and abide in not knowing and I don't know, and then really delving into it anew. I mean, if you really don't know what a banana is, you just read about it, but you've never held one, smelt one, tasted one, well, you got to go find a banana and taste one. That's the only way to know a banana beyond what you hear from people talking about bananas or what you read about in books. And that second-hand knowledge or third-hand knowledge or even further removed will not help you. It's got to be first person, directly seen, smelt, tasted. And that results in knowing and understanding of a totally different kind than the mind and intellect can even do. So, I'm just pointing out that it's important to actually abide in the not knowing instead. So, if you got any questions, comments, please post below. But until next time, thank you much.